Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, there's been all too many of these sorts of tragedies in the United States. There seem to be, regular shootings that take the world by surprise, that shock the world and America, obviously. I mean, has this triggered the usual sorts of debate that we tend to get in these situations about tightening up of gun ownership laws, perhaps reducing the number of guns in circulation? What's being talked about?
This one's a little different. Um, this one's all been about transgenders. So they've been obviously noted that the individual who is deceased, the gunman, was going by the name Robin, but was born Robert, had recently undergone a transition and had transitioned, I guess. Not clear on that. But a lot of this topic has now shifted to the trans, and so a lot of people on the right are saying, this is mental health. Clearly, someone who they've kind of drawn it out from someone who has to transition from being a man to a woman. And the mental health issues that ensues, if they are transitioning, why aren't they getting the mental health that they need? So it's a topic that's always discussed when we discuss, these tragedies that happen. Mental health is always the biggest part of it because who in their right mind would do this? No one. As a gun owner, never would that happen. The people that I know, that would never happen. So it is clearly someone who's deranged. But what's interesting is that he legally, lawfully obtained those guns. There wasn't like a straw man, someone in the middleman, anything like that, as best as we can tell right now, without further investigation. So they're looking at the mental health. But what's really coming out, if you saw Nancy Pelosi yesterday saying, we protect the trans community, we love the trans community, and others talking about trans rights, even the mayor of Minneapolis himself saying, we protect our trans community. So it was an interesting shift because typically you don't see or hear that. But I have seen on social media where people have gone back to the most recent shootings, let's say over the last 4 years, and said every single one of these people had some kind of trans ideation, and really putting the onus on the mental health that the people who are transitioning may not be getting. And that becomes part of a much larger debate as to why young children are able to transition from becoming a male to female or vice versa, and maybe not getting the mental health that they need.